We are off! Kammesennin getting into Airman stage, where MotherBrain also getting into Airman stage, megakyle in the Flash, and Prodigy in the Quick.
Alright, so it looks like MotherBrain a little bit behind, or Kammesennin a little bit ahead between the two. Maybe we could get a sync between their timers, but not the biggest of deals here, as megakyle and Prodigy going through two of the easier stages, although the sighting of the Fan Devil never too pleasing for a runner, to say the least. This should
MotherBrain taking a death there.
Oh no.
Looks like he ran into one of our favorites, our dollar store Metroids.
Yeah, they hide in the clouds on you, especially in this section. And yeah, that'll do it. Looks like me seeing that death about a good 5 seconds behind you. Oh, MotherBrain actually resetting out of the stage. So, opting out of Airman and going into Flashman.
Alright, seeing the first boss of the run on megakyle's screen, it is Bubbleman in Flashman stage using an exploit only found in the randomizer. If you do not go above the foot level on Bubbleman, he will not move.
Yeah, that's actually a good play from megakyle, kind of exploiting the AI to the player's advantage. Bubbleman will jump up when you are on equal footing, as it were. So...
And Kammesennin finding Woodman being a 4 damage buster hit, taking him out with no problem whatsoever.
We have a question in chat, and this is one we might want to debate a little bit. Fractal Shatter, did upper right make a mistake with the reset after a minute in?
Well, here's the thing. It looks like he was not going to be able to get through that section just based on his experience. So he could have gone through and taken another death or reset. So it's basically the difference between seeing the start screen and selecting a new map or running to the edge and falling off and going through the continue screen. And Prodigy getting his first Robot Master down.
So I'm gonna have to say no, because MotherBrain would have lost more time struggling through having to deal with that Airman stage to the point where he probably just game overs anyway. But MotherBrain not knowing what megakyle does, and once he jumped up, that triggered Bubbleman. And if Bubbleman has the low ground, that's gonna make Bubbleman a much more difficult fight. MotherBrain wants to jump up, but not as high as they are jumping right now.
Alright, megakyle finding Crashman in Bubbleman stage, taking him down as Kammesennin fighting Crashman himself.
Yeah, this should be a fairly quick Crashman. He doesn't look to be too interested in Mega Man stopping by and saying hi. Just kind of like, go away, I'm bored.
Alright, MotherBrain onto Crashman stage. Let's see how rough this climb is going to be with no items. And it does look like we have a small tracker error on megakyle's screen, but he does have 2 Robot Masters down.
Yeah, he should have Bubbleman and Flashman.
Crashman. Bubbleman and Crashman should be down.
No, it's the stages, not the bosses.
Oh, right.
So, unfortunately, Quickman mistakenly marking as defeated, and actually MotherBrain does seem to have an item. That looked like an item 1 to me. So
Yes,
testing
item
out,
1 was off of Bubble Man.
so MotherBrain testing the waters, as it were.
Alright, as Prodigy coming into the boss room of Airman stage.
Now, I kind of want to apologize to Kammesennin and MotherBrain, as they are definitely a race, but to me it feels like Prodigy and megakyle, since they are going to be the faster runners, may get the lion's share of my attention.
Yes. As we say, there is a lot of action to follow, folks, but we're going to try to give both of these matches the proper attention that they deserve. As megakyle coming on to his 3rd Robot Master. Ooh, and Kammesennin taking an unfortunate death to Airman.
Yeah, I think I've lagged again, so I'm going to reset my stream, so I should be back in a couple seconds, and probably,
Sounds good. Kammesennin getting Airman down that time, while megakyle gets Quickman and finding item 2 for his trouble. Ooh, and a little bit of Mega Man X2 music on Crashman. I think Overdrive Ostrich is perfect for the slow Crashman stage. MotherBrain finding Heatman at the end of Crashman stage here. But it is only a 2 damage buster hit, so without a weakness, this is going to be a slow fight with MotherBrain, or for MotherBrain, rather.
yeah. Now, since I did reset my stream and come in the middle of the fight, did MotherBrain at least check the crash bomb that he has?
He did.
So I'm assuming it was no more effective than the Buster Shot.
No.
That is unfortunate.
Prodigy with his 3rd Robot Master down. Alright, megakyle wisely using item 2 to try to traverse this second half of Metal Man stage, and taking an excellent dodge on that tin can at the top of the screen.
Now, one thing of note, MotherBrain actually platformed up to the extra guy, so unfortunately, I think that's little more than a waste of time, because you get one on the descent. In this little area, MotherBrain picked up a free guy and an E-Tank, so possibly a confidence issue for MotherBrain, as Kammesennin just kind of boosting their way through and going to have to E-Tank to get past this rabid rabbit here.
Yes, and megakyle getting Flashman down onto Quickman stage. But you can't blame MotherBrain for doing safety strats, especially being a newer player. You never know what your opponent is coming up against, and sometimes being slow and steady can put you in a better position than you would have been before, especially when you're not confident and might take deaths in places where your opponent may not.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get the theory, but to offer a counterpoint that I don't necessarily agree with, it is still a race, so the idea is to go fast. Which is why I kind of question going up to a platform. The position MotherBrain was in before they got bodied by Airman was one where they would have taken a game over if they died. So I can understand going for the extra life. However, you're gonna get one in the first section pretty much for free, as well as an E-Tank, and it might actually have benefited MotherBrain more to then take a death so that they could pick up an extra E-Tank the second time through the stage.
That's quite a good point. Also, Heatman on Prodigy's screen, we saw some chickens in that first screen. Luckily, they were very weak to Buster one hits, as he's making his way towards the Yoko block section without item 2. Let's see how he handles it. Oh, with no problems at all, it appears.
No, Prodigy's definitely been in this position before in a race, so... You know, the items are more of a luxury than I think other runners may want you to think that they are potentially necessities. Prodigy's showing us that you don't need item 2. It is quicker to get through with the item 2, as the Yoku blocks spawn slower than the item 2 will get you across the screen. But it's definitely not a requirement.
And speaking of item luxuries, MotherBrain using a good use of item 1 on a fan double earlier. Didn't quite clear him afterwards, but it is a good strat that I like to see when a fan double is in that position.
Well, it looks like Prodigy gonna get through. That's 5 Robot Masters down for both megakyle and Prodigy. However, megakyle into the Crashman stage, so this might slow him down a little bit, relatively speaking.
As it does appear, he does not have item 3 to traverse this, so let's see how he handles this bunny. Oh no! Getting knocked off the ladder there, unfortunately, but at least he has a strat to get through it.
Yeah, this leaf shield will definitely help. Oh no, and ends up taking a carrot. Oh, you gotta climb up and, I guess, take that hit. No, he gets the leaf shield off before the carrot comes flying down.
Alright, and Kammesennin with 3 Robot Masters left in their match, getting into Heatman stage.
Yeah, MotherBrain is definitely struggling through these runs. Kammesennin, no slouch to the randomizer scene, a part of all of the tournaments so far. And megakyle, to no surprise, using an E-Tank earlier in the stage, so picking up a little bit of safety sludge.
It looks like we're having just a little bit of stream lag from Prodigy here, but keeping up with it the best we can.
Well, Bulgarian internet, I don't know.
You must be running AT&T.
Yeah. Insert meme/joke here. You know, I didn't want to go that far, you know. But, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta take the gloves off and let loose a slap.
Alright, megakyle finding the god weakness for heat in Leaf Shield. That is going to be greatly useful information for refights later, as he moves on to Airman stage.
So megakyle has a slightly long Heatman stage compared to a very long Crashman stage for Prodigy, so we may see megakyle first through the 8 Robot Masters. Ooh, that is a very bold item 2. I don't think it's high enough to despawn the discount tin cans. Oh, actually it is.
Oh, wow!
So getting a bit of a reprieve through part of the stage, at least.
Alright, Kammesennin onto his second to last Robot Master stage in Flashman stage. As we get to be serenaded by some Mega Man 1 music.
Lekman, I believe, if memory serves me correctly.
No, this is actually Fireman stage.
Yeah, ripperoni for my goldfish memory. So, you know,
no worries. megakyle, a little bit of danger there, taking a safety E-Tank to make sure that he gets through Airman stage without a death, which is very, very wise in my opinion.
Yeah, very true. Getting through safely is, I think, ever so slightly behind getting through quickly when it comes to handling the stages.
Alright, and megakyle getting Woodman down onto his last stage, which is Heatman, while Prodigy onto his last stage, which is Crashman, so just depends on how both runners handle these long stages.
Well, megakyle's going to have the potential advantage of item 2 in the Yoku Blocks section. Prodigy will have item 1 and all of the items available to him for the Clash climb. So I should see some item 1 coming up here to get through these first elevator sections.
Ooh, that was a really good item 2 usage to get over that jumping section on the first screen there. I think that's the first time I've seen that.
Oh no. I told my cat today was the day I go to the store to buy more cat food, and now my cat is reminding me that it's time to go to the store, sitting by a food dish and just going like, really? You have to go and do Mega Man commentary? You couldn't have gone to the store first?
Ooh, finding Buster Immune crabs on Kammesennin's screen. That could be trouble if we see those in the Wily stages.
Yeah, that is troubling for... Oh, the frogs as well. Clanking off with the Buster shot. So, a couple red flags for Kammesennin, which... might slow him down, but I don't think it will affect the match.
Alright, megakyle through 8 Robot Masters first.
Yeah, about 18 and a half minutes in, we are confronted with the best eyebrows in gaming. So, with megakyle getting into our Wily 1 stage first, that means we get to play a game, and hopefully you can describe it better than I did in Game 1.
Absolutely. Since the color palettes are swapped on most bosses as well as their weaknesses, it is time for our favorite game in the community, and that is Guess the Color of the Dragon, with bonus points for guessing one of its 2 weaknesses.
Oh, I guess that means I have to go first this time, too. Oh, the horror. You know what? Orange was pretty popular yesterday, so I'm gonna go with the orange dragon this time around. Let's go with a little hint of bubble lead, because I don't actually think any of the other weapons exist when it comes to picking a weakness, as megakyle is just getting pounded here in the opening section, down to 2 little bits of energy left. Somewhat surprised he's not farming the toothpaste dispenser for some drop. Oh, and he's got to watch himself on this.
Ooh, he's taking an E-Tank even.
Well, he knew he was going to get hit by that Fan Devil, but I think he confused the seeds because the Fan Devils, you could just shoot them, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, and before we hit the dragon, I forgot to make my choice. So, I believe it's going to be a big ol' purple dragon, like Barney the Dinosaur, and it's going to be Air Shooter Week.
Alright. Well, now we see Kammesennin actually fairly competitive with both megakyle and Prodigy this time around. Maybe a screen behind.
Yes,
although...
Three runners very, very close.
Well, looks like another green dragon, so now it's a question of finding the weakness, and it looks like Buster Shot's a negative. Metal Blade's a no. That's Heat from Prodigy. One of the weaknesses revealed. Leaf Shield? No, that wrong way. Ooh,
so it is Leaf Shield and Heat. Kammesennin finding it right away!
Yeah, Kammesennin will go in order without fail when it comes to testing the weapons. He'll go to Heat, then I believe next is the Air Shooter, and so on, so forth down the list. But he will always try the Buster first.
Absolutely. And it's a very close race between three of our competitors. However, this is not a four-way match, as we stated earlier. This is two 1v1s taking place simultaneously, with Kammesennin versus TheMotherBrain at the top of your screen, and megakyle versus Prodigy at the bottom of your screen. But it'd be very interesting to see if Kammesennin can beat out Prodigy, because that is would be quite a feat considering how skilled Prodigy is. Has just a little bit of a lead on him.
Well...
Oh, and these crabs, they are impressive. Did I not call it?
Yeah, and they just kind of pop up out of nowhere, so it's like, oh, surprise!
Alright, Prodigy into Pico. Let's see what we got.
At least they weren't too bad. Once you get up top of the little item 3 area, the crab's just a mild nuisance. However, megakyle, first into the Wily stage, is struggling a little bit here, as megakyle's lost a pretty significant amount of time to Prodigy in their race, as well as Kammesennin, who is involved in a separate race as well.
Absolutely, and Prodigy finding Quick Boomerang for weakness, where Kammesennin finding Bubble Lead, with Prodigy through first.
Well, let's see what megakyle finds. Oh, Metal Blade, that's a negative. Leaf Shield, nope.
Finding the Bubble Lead himself.
Oh, that's a pretty big arc for the Bubble Lead, so it might be a little hard to land. Megakyle gonna stick with it, though, so... it'll probably be about, oh,
Prodigy
wow.
taking a death on that little lone spike there. That is a big thing right there.
I didn't even get to finish what I was about to say before I commentator cursed Prodigy on that one. Because I was about to say it was going to come down to how the runners handled Wily 4, but perish the thought, I dismiss a spike in Wily 3, and Wily 3 says, nope, look at me, I am relevant, as TheMotherBrain86 confronted with the best eyebrows in gaming, although significantly behind Kammesennin, unfortunately. Kammesennin halfway through Wily 3, while MotherBrain is now going to start the Wily 1.
Alright, let's see what Guts Tank has for us. And also MotherBrain, not wanting to feel left out, joining the runners in the Wily stages, wanting to stay in the conversation. Ooh, Kammesennin finding heat right away and absolutely annihilating Guts Tank.
Yeah, this is a weakness that I don't think any of the other runners will find. Prodigy actually using the Metal Blade. Kammesennin, the overall leader of this particular race, but it only really matters when compared against MotherBrain, as they are in a match on their own. megakyle and Prodigy are in their own race as well. Well, megakyle going for the stock weakness of the quick boomerang, and that's not going to happen.
Alright, finding Metal Blade. He should get him down here shortly. Now, one thing we did not point out in the first race, these screens here have fake floors in the vanilla game. However, they are randomized as well in the randomizer.
Yeah, so Kammesennin going with the jump strategy. If you make sure you land in between where two of the blocks are, you will always be guaranteed safe footing either on the left or right side. So the fake floor doesn't really matter in that section so long as you hit the proper spot. Kammesennin making sure they do exactly that, but it allowed Prodigy to retake the overall lead, which, of course, doesn't really mean much, as this is a race between megakyle and Prodigy, as well as Kammesennin and MotherBrain. Oh no, MotherBrain.
And MotherBrain getting bodied by the dragon.
Yeah, public service announcement. Kissing dragons is bad.
Alright, let's see what Boo Beam has for us. I do not know if any of the runners have found the wall weakness yet. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to do some fishing on Prodigy's screen here.
Well, we may have to do some fishing on everybody's screen.
Finding the wall weakness in Crash Bomb.
Chat actually correctly bringing up that I believe megakyle did do a little bit of fishing while in the beginning parts of the Wily 2 stage. So megakyle may have the information to draw closer to Prodigy. No, not Metal Blade for the wall, so
That's correct, and we did find on Prodigy's screen that Quick Boomerang is the weakness for Boo Beam.
surprisingly, megakyle not testing the Metal Blade on the turrets. We did
Kammesennin. Little close there, but getting through with 2 pellets of energy left.
Yeah, just got to get through. It doesn't matter if you have all 28, 1, 2. As long as you have more than 0, you're good. So, MotherBrain taking a tactical game over, I believe, to reset all of their weapons and items back to full right at the beginning of the Wily 2 stage.
Alright, and megakyle onto refights as well. Prodigy having a significant lead, though.
Well, we do have a couple equalizers left. The Wily machine on the... we're getting down to about 18% chance so far of it being not the Buster that is used to take down the Wily machine. But that is going to be a potential stumbling block, as well as the alien itself, which was a major factor in the match yesterday, where the alien probably on its own was responsible for deciding 2 of the 4 games we ended up being treated to.
Well, absolutely. Also pointing out, Prodigy going the correct direction on the refights, whereas megakyle going the improper way. So that is going to be definitely a detriment to him.
Well, some of us read things left to right, some of us read right to left. You know, I just can't discriminate on that, you know?
Alright, and yes, it is Buster Week for Wily Machine, so this is a foregone conclusion, I do believe. However, never say never.
That is very true. This is going to come down to Prodigy finding the correct weapon and seeing if they can do it faster than megakyle can catch up. I can only presume that, yep, fallen to the right in Victory Road for Prodigy. So we might see another 32-minute seed from Prodigy if we can find the weapon energy.
Also,
not the weapon energy, the weapon weakness, excuse me. Well, I gotta stop doing 3 p.m. races. I am just not awake for these.
To answer Midnight Moonlight's question in chat, it's just runner preference between going counterclockwise or clockwise in there, and we like to rib each other on it a little bit. But let's see if Prodigy can find this weakness right away. And it is he!
Yeah. That's pretty quick, just and going right
GG's to Prodigy, taking the match with an official SRL time of 32 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, that was a spectacular go of things by Prodigy. 2 runs in the 32 minutes time frame. Putting a little bit of a statement out there that, yeah, I'm still good at this game. So, I believe we have an intruder alarm in Discord, which means, Prodigy, you with us?
Hello, Prodigy. How you doing? Great races today, my friend.
Oh, false alarm, perhaps.
Alright, GG's to Kammesennin with an official SRL time of 32 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm sorry, Prodigy's SRL time was 32:03.
Well, I can hear some Morse code coming through from Prodigy, but it's been a while since I was in the Navy, so I'm a little rusty on my Morse code, Prodigy. Might want to, if we can fix that mic. There we go.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? Thanks for the GGs.
Absolutely. And megakyle finishing up Alien as well with a official SRL time of 33 minutes and 16 seconds. Kammesennin taking his match with his win as well. Let's see if MotherBrain wants to finish out his game.
Well, he's got every right to do so, but setting the bar for us pretty high there, Prodigy. A couple of 32-minute seeds.
Well, I don't know how high that is, but I died like so many times.
Well, I did get a little bit of a chuckle on that Wily 3 down.
Well, during the second race, until the 4th stage, I think, my A button was sticky. So I couldn't do anything.
Oh, no.
I understood that a second I had to do a mini tap, and the button stayed there. It just didn't come up, so I kept pushing it again.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I hate to see it.
Yeah, it was fine. The races were fine. I believe the seeds were generous. Very generous.
Well, I didn't roll them, so, no.
Well, you are welcome, sir, for me being the one to roll them today.
Oh, thank you so very much. For this one, anyway. That last one, no. No thanks.
Oh yeah, we were really feeling bad for you, man. Considering you being a Buster only player and having to come up against all those Buster immune crabs, especially in the Wily stages.
I don't remember having too much trouble in the Wily stage with the crabs, but Wily 4 I had a lot of trouble with those janky makers on the spikes.
Oh no!
They give those additional lag iframes, and it makes it really hard to time taking the second D-boost so that you don't die, and it just twice in a row I timed it exactly wrong.
Oh no.
What's happening?
But as you both are here, I do want to give you a big congratulations on winning your respective matches.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I can put the stream now on. See how the others are doing, where there's only one left.
Yes, MotherBrain does appear as though he's going to try to finish out his run, which, like we said, he has every right to do so. It's going to be great practice, and we are happy to watch him go through and see how he does.
He seems to be having a little issue with the false floor, dropping him down. There we go. There's the item 1 usage. I was gonna say, don't have item 2, so switch over to item 1, although I think he knows where the false floor is, as he found it previously. So what do you think, Prodigy? Easy group, GG Easy, and we'll see you in the brackets? Or you think you're gonna have a couple stumbling blocks on your way there?
I told you, I must break them first. I mean...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, no quarter to your enemy runners here. Okay.
I'm definitely not playing well. 32 is not what I want. Especially the plus. I know it's a randomizer and all, but come on, 30 should be free. 31 should be, yeah.
So not quite meeting your target time goal.
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
I'm dying on almost every seed, which is,
Well, at least you didn't game over, and if you did, I would have brought up what you said in the commentary yesterday. And, oh no, MotherBrain, another unfortunate interaction on the elevator section.
Oh, and him taking a game over himself, as we were just talking about. It must be commentator's curse.
Dying is really rough and really tilting.
Absolutely, and it does appear as though he is going to be forfeiting. So that is the end of our matches for the day. Let's see if we can get the other runners in here for some interviews if they would like.
I need you to 32 to have a chance. Come on, Cupcakes. You can do much better. Much, much better.
I don't know. Crabcakes put on an impressive display. I think, unfortunately, the marathon aspect of having to play 4 games for Crabcakes yesterday taking a little bit of a toll on the runners. Today, just 2 games decided fairly quickly.
Oh, and him taking a game over himself.
This is for the history records, Joe. I think I met Kyle 2 times in 2 tournaments and 2-0'd him 2 times. So he's not my rival anymore. I must find somebody better.
Uh-oh. I think we're getting a little bit of bleed through from the audio that's selected on the stream.
Bleed through? Oh my.
Yeah, it's not from your mic, I don't think. I think whatever audio is selected is actually bleeding through. So if it was on MotherBrain's, like the broadcast is coming through a second time on my headset.
I can hear you only once. I muted everything else.
Oh, okay. So it is coming through on the stream, unfortunately. But to recap everything really quickly, Kammesennin 2-0 over MotherBrain86, and Prodigy 2-0 over megakyle83. With that said, I think the floor is everybody else's at this point, so have at it. Talk about what happened. Take me through things.
I just want to say that I'm really surprised that I got a PB in this race, because like I wasn't sure if I was going to make new splits for zipless or not, or just be lazy and stay in the red all the time. But this PB would actually be a legit PB even if it wasn't zipless. So I'm happy with my 3250. I don't care. That's not bad for Buster only.
Of course it's not.
Now, I do have to ask you a question here, Kammesennin. I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Does Buster only count the items as well? Because don't you still have the Buster shot available when you switch over to the items?
No, you don't.
That will be a negatory. No, you cannot use items unless you have to.
Right. Right, you can only switch if you absolutely have to, and when you switch, you don't have Buster shots available. You've only got the one fire button because it's an NES controller. You know what I mean? So you actually have to switch back to Buster if you want to fire Buster again.
Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if it was like Mega Man 3, where like you throw out the rush jet or something like that.
Yeah,
and you
I
can
get what you mean.
Fire when you're riding the rush jet.
That is not allowed. Those lemons have they're a different ID in the code, and they're not allowed. Plus, there's a way to manipulate them into doing different things that we use to finish that game with. But just as a general rule of thumb, any alternate lemons other than with the Buster selected are usually not allowed anywhere.
All right, it looks like we have megakyle83 and the Mother Brain joining us here for interviews as well. We'll pull him in here. Welcome, gentlemen. How did you feel about the races today and the seeds?
Well, I had a lot of fun. That's one thing, but I did not practice at all, and I just wanted to go in blind, and yeah, that definitely showed. But the seeds were super fun, super fun.
Yeah, the seeds were good. Well, the first seed was rough. The second seed made me a little bit happier. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you definitely hung in there quite tight with Prodigy through both games today, Mega, so nothing to be ashamed about for that. And at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun, that's what really matters.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Prodigy is quite good at reading the situation and, you know, choosing the right reaction. It's very hard in the hidden stage names. It's so random. You never know where you're gonna go.
As long as you can Buster, everything is fine. That's why Kami doesn't care about this hidden or not stage names, whatever. If it's not Crash First, it's fine. Let's go.
Right? I gotta get on that wavelength. That's awesome.
I just don't know any better. That's all it really comes down to.
Well, megakyle, in this second race, I believe you were actually the first into the Wily stages, and then it kind of got to a little hurdles that got in the way, perhaps?
Oh yeah, definitely hurdles.
On any one thing.
Well, Wily 1 and Wily 2 was pretty much hurdles. I was just doing item 1s all over the place.
Okay.
My hurdles are usually the robos. Not gonna lie, the robos are the stages, because you know, you're selecting that stage. You don't know where you're going. You have to adapt so freaking fast to everything. And the bonus that you don't know the enemy HP is really rough, extremely rough. So you can't go full speed unless you're very...
Let me ask you guys, because I don't know if I did the same thing as you guys. I assume not, but that fan fiend on metal stage at the end of that conveyor, you know, early in the stage, how do you guys get across that gap?
Item 1.
he didn't spawn for me.
Yeah, I did item 1.
Oh man, item 1. Okay, I had to do like a million pause buffers to get across that one. That was somewhat calculated, but pretty worrisome.
Yeah.
I can't get over the fan fiend exactly, I just have to keep pausing and get far enough that that I get hit by one of the birds first, because I know if I would have hit him, I would have gotten the double knockback and just went right off into the pit. So I had to make sure that I hit a bird before I hit him. It was it was rough. I was about probably 3 or 4 frames shy of getting knocked into the pit when I got hit.
And the problem is they do a lot of damage also. They're very rough when you're contact damaging.
In this randomizer, you get situations like that all the time where you have to jump in such a way where you take the damage from the enemy that'll affect you less. And coming from a Kammesennin's position, that would be very difficult as a Buster-only runner.
It's impossible for Mega Man to jump over a fat fiend without pause buffer. It's literally impossible. You cannot.
Yes, that is correct. And to touch on something that you were talking about earlier, Prodigy, with the hidden stage names, and this also being a zipless tournament this year, it is very, very interesting and makes it very exciting, because even, some of the most experienced runners, a lot of you gentlemen being a part of the previous tournaments, having to come up with new strategies, because not only can you not kind of pick and choose which stages that you want to go to, but also having to go through some of the parts of the stage that you'd normally zip through.
Yeah, I have a few lemons in my pocket, but I'm not a zipless player. I never was. I don't have even the time. So, I mean, I do stuff on the fly when I'm playing on my own. This is bad. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I'm strategizing over in my head what am I supposed to do here when I usually zip there. And how am I supposed to go through this when I'm not zipping? Yeah, it's a personal thing. I mean, adapt to the situation. It's a randomizer. So I can't actually say like what I'm using because I'm using something different every time.
Absolutely, that's where experience comes into play. But I will say, with those rule sets, it does equalize a little bit for newer players coming in as well, who maybe aren't familiar or skilled with zips, but do enjoy the game, at least either casually or competitively without them, myself included. Only a little bit, though.
I mean, zips don't win you that much time. I do agree, but if a skillful zipless player comes and plays, and you're playing zipless, it's not fair. But, I mean, zipless is fun, but it's very hard. Very hard. If you're going fast zipless, you have to do so much work, so much mashing, and so much positioning. It's not normal.
Yeah, usually I just think of zipping as, a good way to bypass a really hard section of a stage.
Well, and yes and no. Yeah, I can agree on that. Yeah, you usually zip because it's faster, but I mean, doing good wood in this randomizer, come on, this is so good. I mean, you're skipping absolutely everything on that stage.
Yeah, it's a bunch of garbage. Skipping all that garbage. It's so nice,
Yeah, everything. The start of metal, that's a really rough start of metal when you're skipping it all. The climb on Clash, that's really rough as well, and you're skipping it for free. Yeah.
All right, well, I do believe we are going to begin closing this out. Frico, have any final questions for our runners today?
If MotherBrain's still around, I actually do have one.
I'm still here, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
In the second seed, you went through Airman and then you reset the game entirely. Was there any kind of strategy behind that?
Well, yeah, there was like so many enemies in the sky, and many were a little hard to hit, and I was like, man, this is gonna probably knock me back off to the pit and make me die. So I figured I might as well just go to different stages and see if I can get some proper weapons, so I can actually make sure that I can kill those Metroids, I guess, a little easier. And eventually I got that bubble, and that worked really well. So I was like, okay. So that was my strategy behind that.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure what had happened because you were in Airman. I saw you, unfortunately, take a trip to the Abyss.
Yeah.
And then
I took
You know,
many.
normally I would see somebody just jump down into the pit immediately into a stage, and then, oh right, it's the first one, so you can just reset, and it doesn't really. It actually saves you time by resetting instead of dying.
Yeah,
more
pretty
times.
much. Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of in-game strategy. I like it.
Yeah, it was just like what Prodigy said. It's really hard to get some good strategies and thinking on the fly with so much going on. You have to like traverse all the enemies and make sure you have like the proper weapons throughout all the stages, really. And I'm not super familiar with Mega Man 2, so it was definitely double so rough, or well, maybe not because it also didn't practice, but it was just rough in the first place, just to navigate and make sure you get like the good strats. And yeah, sometimes you gotta cure yourself and or reset to make sure you get through the stage properly, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Airman is a tricky stage that if
Yes.
you're not prepared for it, it can be almost as difficult as potentially Woodman, Crashman, or Heatman.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
You want to get through, I'll tell you what this randomizer is all about. Two things. You don't know your weapons. If you know what you're getting, you don't know which weapon you're getting. That's the biggest problem. So you have to use a menu, which wastes a lot of time, and that weapon will be useless sometimes, most of the time. And the
then you got to
second
remember
problem
what letter it is.
Yeah, and sometimes enemies. Enemies is the second problem with this rando. The bosses we know how bosses work. Bosses are okay. They're fine. But stages, enemies, and weapons are the biggest issue here. If you sort that out, then you're a god gamer.
Or you could just be Kame and just win everything with the Buster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds easier.
There's definitely something to be said for all the menuing that's typically done in the rando, and the Buster by default saves that much time. And that that much will vary from seed to seed, of course. But I mean, it's just like Prodigy was saying. Sometimes you don't know what weapon you got. And because the letters are randomized on the menu, sometimes you don't know what weapon you're pulling out. It may be useless. there's just so much time spent fishing, and I think that's like part of the equalizer here between Buster Only and any percent in these kinds of races. Because while they might be able to use item 2 to go across the Yoku blocks, I didn't menu 40 times.
Yeah. Menuing 40 times is like 1 minute. And more than, depending on how much you menu and how fast you menu, it's just one wasted minute.
All right, well, can we get a couple final thoughts from our runners before we close this out?
Age before beauty?
Well,
everybody's feeling young. I love that.
Feeling young. Yeah, of course. No, it was super fun. I'm very glad that I joined this, and next time I'll make sure to join it again. I mean, it's still not over, of course, but to join it again, get some practice in, actually get some Mega Man 2 runs, and give it a good shot, because I'm usually running Mega Man 1, and I don't know Mega Man 2.
Let's see, my final thought would be I'm starting to miss playing this with the zips.
Zips, okay. My final thoughts are Randomizer is fun. It rocks. I like it. That's why I joined, and the biggest gripe I had was against hidden stage name, but it's not that scary.
Yeah, hidden stage name. It is what it is. You take what you get. Yeah.
You just draw a card and that's it.
My only final thought is I'm just glad the tournament started up again. I thought it was going to be a bad time because of what I got coming up next month, but I think this is a nice, fun little break for me, and the change in rule sets definitely keeps things interesting.
Well, I want to thank all of you guys for not only participating in the tournament, but participating in this exciting, entertaining race today.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you for commentating and being here, and to SpeedGaming for keeping us online. I mean, streamed, and I know every person that helped organizing it.
Yes, and also an extra addition is shout out to Duckfist for making this amazing randomizer.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
We did actually have a wild Duckfist appear in chat today, so we were happy to have him stop by and check out the race.
That's awesome.
Now, one thing no one else mentioned, the unsung hero of this whole thing, especially with there being 4 people involved.
2%, the 2%.
Yeah, we've got 2% Chungus behind the scenes trying to track everything, so directing traffic for all 4 runners. Quite impressive job done by 2% Chungus. So another shout out to the tracker, 2% Chungus, handling all of the tracking of this particular race.
Yes, huge shout outs. Incredible job today, my friend.
Get equipped with intravenous caffeine. Good one, Chungus.
All right, any other final thoughts, Frico, as we sign off here?
I think it's time for me to start waking up and go about my day. This was rough.
Wow.
Well,
Right.
I stayed up. It was a 10 o'clock match that we did the commentary for last night that bled out to about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I decided it would be a real good idea not to go to sleep for whatever reason. Until about 10 o'clock this morning, and I woke up around 2:30. So I'm like on short rest, and I'm just like, words are hard. Ugh.
IQ is hard.
Well, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for these races today. The viewership is always appreciated. We hope that you had a good time watching the race. Check out the next race tomorrow, Saturday, July 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. It is going to be Prodigy up again, and he is going to be taking on our Iraq Vet 0304. It's going to be quite a fun time. I will be on commentary again for that tomorrow as well. So, without further ado, thank you to the runners, thank you Frico, thank you Chungus, and thank you all for tuning in. We're happy to have you, and if you want to check out the Randomizer, I 100% recommend it. It is so much fun. We will see you next time.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good day, everybody.